So today Will is here.
I'm back.
That's right. And something that I know that you will get so much out of, okay, when you're in a relationship with someone, okay, or you're dating or whatever, starting to get serious, terms of endearment, okay, is so important that you have. And yes, you might call them by their name, but something that I have heard people do, and it's so like just bad for the relationship, is when you start calling each other names like asshole, bitch, and oh, it's just joking.
As a term of endearment, or
like yeah, that's the thing. It's weird because I've heard people be like, whatever, you're just being a bitch, like, or being an asshole. Like they're not using it as a term of endearment. They're kind of like, oh, I'm just joking.
Right.
But no, and then you start getting like, if
you get used to it.
You get used to it, and it starts to like. Honestly, what I love about terms of endearment, first of all, we have like a list full, right, Teddy? Like Teddy. Teddy's one of them. What else? I used to call you Binky.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Beakers.
That's right.
Yeah. What do you call me?
Sugar baby.
No, you don't. What?
I don't think I've ever called you that.
Sugar daddy. Daddy. No, we don't do that. No, we definitely don't use that. I call you Teddy, and sometimes you call me Teddy.
I call you Teddy, too, yeah.
Yeah. Babe? Do we do babe?
Babe,
yeah. Ted. That's about it, right? Binks. Doot-doo. Oh, my God. Back in the day, you're a doot-doo. Yeah, I'm telling them all the terms.
No, I know. I understand. That's classic.
Either way, what I'm saying is that, like, even when we're upset, like, if something happens, right? Because not always rainbows and butterflies, right? And if we get upset at each other, honestly, using, like, Teddy.
That's when my first name comes out.
Oh, yeah. Well, Will.
Yeah, Will.
No, but sometimes I think what happens a lot is that I'll be like, Ted, come on, Teddy. And I feel like that kind of reminds me.
Softens the blow.
Yeah, softens the blow. But also reminds me of, like, you know, at the end of the day, how much I love you, you know? So even when you're like, oh, my God, you're so stubborn. Or he's making a face.
We're both Tauruses, remember? So.
Yeah, we are both Tauruses. It's true.
Tauri?
I don't know, dude. But I do think that, you know, me saying, Teddy, oh my gosh, or Binky, come on. It makes me remember, like, you know, I don't know if it's like some kind of like subconscious thing that I don't get so mad at the end of the day. Like,
it's not a lasting anger.
Yeah, it's not a lasting anger. Exactly. It doesn't just like blow up into something like, oh my God, and it's disrespectful too. Because like, I feel like in a lot of relationships, if you start calling each other names, oh my gosh, that's awful. Have you ever been? Yeah, go ahead.
Then you get used to it, and then it becomes almost like the norm. As soon as, like, you know, any little thing happens, like you might start off like, you know, oh, you wronged me, and then, oh, you bitch, or whatever. But then they're like, you didn't put the cap on the toothpaste, bitch. You know, like, you don't want it to get there where it's like, you know, you leave like a little thing out of place, and then you're dropping, you know, the expletives. Okay,
I need to know, in your past relationship, have you ever done that? Be honest. No. You never called, because you 100% have been the person that gets like a little bit mad when I leave the toothpaste like a mess. You are that. You get like,
I call you a garbage pail kid.
No, you say you're such a garbage pail kid, or babe, what is this, babe? And you like look, you know, show me.
Of course.
I don't care about things like that. It's so funny. You're very OCD about the toothpaste.
Run a tight ship.
Yes. But never can I imagine you saying bitch to anybody. Like obviously not to me, but even to your exes, right? No, but you can admit it now. You can admit it now, though, if you.
No, I've never been one to throw it in your face, like something like that.
Yeah. Honestly, I do think that it's important. Now, why do you think? Like, do you think that you've never used like those kind of terms with any of your relationships because of what you grew up seeing, or you just?
Yeah, my parents never called each other bad names. Obviously, they would get angry here and there. Like, they would have a little fights once in a while, but it was never dropped to like name calling or bad name calling.
Same here. 100%. My parents never name called, and I do think that too often, for some reason, I've been around relationships, like people, like friends of ours, cousins of ours, family of ours, whatever, and they're married and they're boyfriend girlfriend, and they're calling each other like awful names. Like, whatever, stop being a bitch. And I'm like, what?
And in front of people too.
No, in front of people.
Not like even behind closed doors or something. I don't know.
Like, what happens behind closed doors? Like,
Yeah, it probably amps up, I would
oh
imagine.
my God, no. And honestly, some of those people have already gotten divorced. No, seriously. Like, the writing's on the freaking wall. Like, I remember we had a conversation about this with a couple in particular.
Yeah.
And I remember saying, I really don't think.
This is before they got married?
No, I think they were married. Anyway, I think they were
know.
married when they had that conversation. I know
Yeah.
we're both on the same page, but obviously we're not going to call people
Reveal
out.
people.
Reveal.
You know who you are.
But like, I remember they were with us. We're at dinner, a super nice place, and then they called each other bitch and like fucker,
asshole,
and maybe even fucker. I don't know, something like that. And I remember both Will and I were looking at each other like, what? And I of course, because I'm very like outspoken, I say something. Will's kind of like, let's mind our own business, but I'm like, no, but it was like shocking. I was like, what? And they're like, whatever, that's just how we talk to each other. And I'm like, okay, so
Where are they now?
no, seriously, they're divorced. And this is something that I feel that's so important. You're listening to this podcast. Why? Because you want to have a healthy, crazy in love relationship. Well, let me tell you, whatever you're doing right now, if you're already dating somebody, because I know some people are already in relationships listening to this, if they are calling you names or if you're calling them names, red flag city. Like, you have to either put the brakes, like have a discussion and say, I don't want this to happen anymore, this isn't healthy, and change things up. Or if they're not willing to, if they don't respect you, or they're just like, oh no, this is how I talk, it's freaking bye time. Like, seriously, I think it's like, this is so important to acknowledge.
Yeah, it breaks down a big wall of respect between the two people that you should have. So once that barrier is gone, then it kind of, who knows what could come through next,
Yeah.
harsher words that maybe you don't really mean, but you might say something that's really destructive to, the relationship.
Yeah.
So
and
I think you kind of have to have that barrier where it's like, okay, I know I'm angry with you right now, but I'm not going to cross that barrier, because once I do, it's like there's maybe no going back. It's like point of no return type of thing.
Yeah. And I do think a lot of times the ego kind of takes over. Like, I always say this, like, the ego's in the back seat of the car, right? And the ego's always, everyone has an ego, and it serves in its own way to, like, oh wait, that wasn't nice. What do they mean by that? And it's kind of like that insecure little person in the back seat. But I do feel like when you're calling someone names, it's coming from a place of your ego, right? And like, oh, your ego was hurt, so now you're like gonna retaliate. But it's really a lack of maturity, a lack of awareness. And at the end of the day, at your core, if at your core, your soul, what you want is to have a partner in your life, you are helping each other shine. And calling each other's names, it's only going to dim each other's light. Like, it really comes down to that, I think. Yeah, Teddy?
Yep.
You're like, yep. Anything you want to add to that, Teddy?
Can I admit something here?
Oh my God, yes. What?
You have called me an asshole before.
Nuh-uh, what? When?
In your sleep. You will have little night terrors, and you'll just be,
oh my God.
you asshole. Oh, such an asshole. And it wakes me up, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's just tossing and turning, calling someone, apparently me, in her dream an asshole.
Oh my God, this has happened, and it was crazy because
it's a subconscious term of it.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was crazy. And I remember telling you, like, you were like straight up like being a total, like, it wasn't you at all. Like,
right.
it was never Will.
It was like me, but with like a goatee.
No, it was Will. Like, it looked like Will, but acting like an asshole. Like, I remember, I think when you were flirting with somebody or some shit like that, I was like, what the? And I remember waking up like, oh my God, it was so real. Like, and then I remember what you said. Remember you said?
Like, shh, go back to sleep.
We're going all in. We're being honest on this podcast. Remember, I used to call you do.
Yeah.
And then with that night terrors, especially those night terrors happen more often in the beginning of our relationship. And what did you say?
So that wasn't me. That was your alter ego version of me or something.
And then you named him
Ood
instead of do. You guys, like, this sounds silly and playful, but like, honestly, at the end of the day, like, it's so good to be able to have these kind of conversations. And Will was like, oh my God, babe, it's so not me. I would never do that. And it's interesting the fears that I had that were revealed in my dreams. And I love that you like brought that up. I know, you're calling me out, but you know,
You're sleeping.
I was
It doesn't
sleeping.
count.
It doesn't count. You're so cute. Okay, I really want to hear about this. Reach out to me on IG, the Jackie Lore. Make sure you've subscribed so you don't miss any podcast episodes. Leave a review. If you like Will on it, I want to bring him on here more often. And if you have questions for us, please let us know, and we will 100% be happy to do an episode for you guys. And as you're putting yourself, anything else you want to say, babe?
Nope.
Will is a man of few words.
Nope, sugar baby.
Oh my God, he never calls me that. Like I'm
gonna start right now.
Please don't. Okay, as you're putting yourself out there, don't settle for anything less than crazy love, because it has to be crazy love or nothing. Bye. Till next time.